Robots are no longer stuck in labs, they're showing up in real life fast. Amazon just built a mini obstacle course in San Francisco to train humanoid couriers. These robots will ride in Rivian vans, jump out, and deliver packages to your door. In Sunnyvale, Figure AI released new footage of its Helix-powered robot sorting real, squishy packages, proving doubters wrong in real time. Renault is getting serious too, investing in Wondercraft to bring exoskeletons and humanoids into its factories. Meanwhile, in China, Zero Square Robotics unveiled a hotel robot that scrubs sinks, vacuums carpets, and restocks mini bars, with plans to roll out hundreds this year. And in the UK, a startup called HUMANOID is quietly building robots that can lift, track your face, read the room, and act like a teammate. This isn't science fiction anymore. Robots are clocking in for real work. This is the beginning of a serious transition from trial to deployment, from science fiction to schedule. Alright, let's dive straight into the story everyone's been buzzing about: Amazon's next level delivery experiment. Just this week, insiders told the information that Amazon has converted part of its San Francisco office into what they're calling a humanoid park, an indoor obstacle course about the size of a neighborhood coffee shop. In the middle sits a full-scale Rivian electric van, the same bright blue van that's already a fixture on United States streets, surrounded by faux porches, doorsteps, and ramps. The whole setup is a training ground for a fleet of bipedal robots that will hop into the van, ride alongside the driver, then step out and carry packages the final few meters to a customer's door. Right now, Amazon has more than 20,000 Rivian vans on the road, and wants that number to hit 100,000 by the end of the decade, so there's plenty of rolling real estate for robotic couriers. The brains behind those couriers are new agentic artificial intelligence models Amazon has been cooking up. Large multimodal networks that can parse natural language commands like find the brown box and leave it behind the planter, and then calculate limb trajectories in real time. A spokesperson framed it as a move away from rigid, single-purpose machines toward flexible assistants that can hear, understand, and act, almost the way a coworker would. Hardware-wise, Amazon is hedging its bets. Agility Robotics Digit is back in the spotlight after earlier warehouse trials. A $16,000 humanoid from China-based Unitree is in the test lineup, and other contenders are waiting in the wings. The company's 2020 purchase of robotaxi outfit Zoox is the strategic backdrop. Warehouse bots load parcels, a self-driving Rivian covers the middle miles, and a walking courier closes the loop without a human ever touching the box. That end-to-end vision threatens to rewrite the jobs of the hundreds of thousands of people who currently do last-mile delivery for Amazon. There's more. The Guardian confirmed the San Francisco course holds one real Rivian van, so researchers can rehearse the awkward choreography of stepping down from a high cargo floor, crossing variable driveways, avoiding toddlers and pets, all under a tight delivery clock. After a few months indoors, the plan is to take the robots on field trips into live neighborhoods. Computer science chair Subramanian Ramamurthy at the University of Edinburgh summed up the challenge nicely. In a clean driveway, the task is straightforward, but throw in flower pots, skateboards, or a dachshund, and your artificial intelligence model has to make judgment calls on the fly. That's exactly what Amazon's agentic stack is supposed to handle. The second headline grabber comes from Sunnyvale, where Figure AI's Brett Adcock threw down on X, still Twitter, in spirit, after a skeptic claimed the Figure 02 robot would never work with randomly changing packages. Within 2 hours, Adcock replied with fresh footage. In the clip, Figure 02 stands beside a live conveyor belt that feeds it an endless stream of parcels. Rigid boxes, floppy polybags, padded envelopes, even those annoyingly half-inflated plastic pillows. The robot's Helix artificial intelligence model identifies each item, repositions it until the barcode touches the glass, and when it meets a deformable bag, the gripper nudges the contents flat so the scanner can read a wrinkle-free code. No remote pilot, no pause button. The routine is fully autonomous. The speed still trails the absolute fastest human sorter, but the success rate is higher because the robot doesn't miss-scan or drop boxes. The robotics analyst Scott Walter pointed out that throughput in a real depot is a mix of speed and error recovery. Fewer mistakes per hour can outweigh raw cycle time. The moment Helix cuts errors, Figure's return on investment math starts to look better than paying temps for peak season. That same thread teased the next body in the pipeline, the F03 chassis already in the bear cave, being designed for high-volume manufacturing at a lower cost. The focus on cost isn't cosmetic. Warehouse economics live or die on price per pick. Earlier leaks show Figure has reorganized its artificial intelligence and controls teams so Helix can learn new tasks end-to-end without manual scripting, an approach that's landed United Parcel Service in quiet pilot discussions. For anyone keeping score, Figure 02's public demo clocked in at 6:28 post-meridium on June 5th, posted straight after the skeptic's jab, which makes the response feel less like marketing and more like a mic drop. Now, swing over to Boulogne-Billancourt, where Renault Group just closed a minority investment in Wandercraft, the French company best known for the Atalante self-balancing medical exoskeleton. Atalante already logs more than 1 million clinical steps every month across 4 continents and holds over 30 patents, so Renault's decision wasn't charity. They want Wandercraft's walking algorithms transplanted into factory robots the auto giant can build by the thousand. The partnership's first baby is called Calvin. Calvin 40, the proof of concept unit, went from computer-aided design to full prototype in 40 days, which in robotics is basically warp speed. It's designed to tackle tasks that put human spines at risk. Lifting battery packs, craning into cabins, holding panels overhead, letting production workers switch to quality checks and fine adjustments. Renault's Chief Industry and Quality Officer Thierry Charvet spelled out the payoff. Relieve employees from painful, non-ergonomic duties, shorten production time, and slash costs through the kind of design-to-cost discipline car makers live by. Later phases include letting Renault manufacture Wandercraft's next medical exo, named Eve, at automotive scale to drive prices down for rehab clinics and individual users. Chief Executive Officer Mathieu Maslon called the deal a defining moment, and the trophy cabinet backs him up. Wandercraft won the South by Southwest 2025 Artificial Intelligence Innovation Award, snagged a cameo in NVIDIA's Consumer Electronics Show keynote, and even placed first in 2 events at Humanoids 24 by strapping a mannequin into an exo and still beating teams with full robot. Couple that track record with Renault's 98,000 employees and a sales footprint in 114 countries, and you have a pipeline that can pump out industrial humanoids and medical gear side by side. From car factories to hotel corridors, a young Chinese startup named Zero Square Robotics is attacking a very different pain point: housekeeping. Their Xerath H1 robot is purpose-built for the hospitality industry, and the demo clips look almost surreal. The robot glides on omnidirectional wheels, so it can crab sideways down a crowded hallway without snagging a housekeeping cart. A telescoping spine extends its reach from skirting board height all the way up to mirror level, letting it scoop trash off the floor, vacuum carpets, scrub sinks, then neatly restock shampoo bottles on a vanity. One sequence shows H1 gently tossing a balled-up tissue into a trash can from a meter out. It lands clean, no rim shot. The robot's spatial mapping stack lets it weave around suitcases and armchairs with millimeter clearance. Crucial, because hotel rooms are never arranged the same way twice. Zero Square spun out of Tsinghua University and the Jianghuai Advanced Technology Center in January 2025, landed tens of millions of yuan in angel funding by February, and vows to roll out more than 500 units before the year is out. The longer-term vision ties H1 into hotel apps and occupancy sensors. Guests will tap a button for an extra towel and the robot will shuttle it over. Or, once a LiDAR node sees a guest leave for breakfast, the bot cleans the room before human staff arrive for the final once-over. Labor shortages and rising wages have hammered hotels since 2020, so a reliable robot that covers the dirtiest, dullest chores makes financial sense. Xerath's killer feature is vertical dexterity. Unlike a floor-hugging Roomba or a mid-height delivery robot, H1 handles tasks from floor to counter to closet shelf in one run. Finally, across the United Kingdom, one more player is lining up. HUMANOID, founded in 2024 and already spread across London, Boston, and Vancouver. Their HMND-01 pre-alpha turned heads at startup Autobahn in Stuttgart 2 days ago. not for lifting heavy loads, but for its social interface. The prototype tilts its head in subtle acknowledgments, tracks a person's face as the conversation shifts, and flashes context-aware icons. A smile, a question mark, on a chest-mounted display while answering in a natural voice. That social layer isn't fluff. A warehouse staffer is far more likely to accept a robot coworker that looks attentive rather than blank. Under the skin, HMND-01 uses a modular drivetrain. The default build rolls on wheels because Chief Technology Officer Gerard Cannon notes that 80% of logistics tasks can be solved with wheeled mobility right now. Snap-on legs come later once the balance controller and battery density hit cost targets. Company founder Artem Sokolov keeps stressing commercial realism. Build robots that solve a real problem today, deploy fast, refine in the field, then iterate. The alpha prototype is locked for the end of this year, with pilot programs in logistics, retail, and light manufacturing queued for early 2026. The teaser video they dropped on June 3rd shows both wheeled and bipedal variants, lifting boxes, sliding them onto racks, and then backing away smoothly, all while the commentary pushes the vision of robots absorbing repetitive drudgery so humans can pivot to higher order tasks. So here's the question. When robots can walk, talk, scan, clean, and even make eye contact, do we still call them tools? Or are they becoming something else entirely? Drop your thoughts below. If you want to stay ahead of where all this is going faster than anyone expected, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.